The sun beat down hard on the Thar Desert as Arjun stepped out of his jeep, the broken sign reading, Kuldhara, abandoned since 1825, creaking in the wind. He was a history professor from Delhi, drawn to Rajasthan by tales of a village that had vanished in a single night. Every local warned him, don't stay past sunset. The air was still. The sand swallowed sound. Kuldhara was a ghost town, mud brick homes with collapsed walls, temples worn by time, and streets that seemed to remember footsteps. According to legend, the Paliwal Brahmins fled overnight, leaving a curse that no one should settle there again. But no one knew why. Arjun explored the ruins, documenting symbols etched into stone, unfamiliar and sharp, like protective wards. One house felt colder than the rest. Inside he found a cracked mirror, untouched by dust. Beneath it, words scratched into the floor. She still waits. That night, despite warnings, he stayed in Kuldhara. At twilight, the desert turned blood red. Arjun lit a lantern and sat by his camp inside the old temple. But the silence was strange, too complete. No insects, no wind, only the dry crackling of his flame. Then a voice whispered. He turned, but no one was there. The air grew colder, the shadows longer. Smoke seeped from a nearby hut. Not fire smoke, but thick and silvery like incense. Within it, a shape emerged, a woman draped in crimson, her eyes hollow, hair floating as if underwater. She stared at him, unblinking. Arjun froze. "Who are you?" he asked, voice trembling. The figure raised a hand and pointed toward the ruined well at the edge of the village. Then she vanished in the smoke. Compelled, Arjun stumbled toward the well. Inside it, he saw something move, something alive. The moment his flashlight hit the bottom, a shriek erupted that shattered the desert stillness. Behind him, every door in the village slammed shut. He wasn't alone anymore. Desperate for answers, Arjun turned to the temple. He rummaged through ancient texts, scrolls, and ruins until he found a brittle manuscript wrapped in red silk. The title, The Bride's Curse. It had told of a woman named Vridi, betrothed against her will to Salim Singh, the diabolical minister of Jaisalmer. When her father refused, Salim threatened to destroy the village. That night, as the villagers planned their escape, Vridi was taken and never seen again. Some say she jumped into the village well to escape her fate. Others say she performed an act of black magic that cursed the land with eternal unrest. Suddenly, Arjun's flashlight flickered again. The air vibrated with a humming sound, as if hundreds whispered at once. He looked up and saw footprints forming in the sand, moving toward him. With no one casting them, a scream erupted outside. When he ran, he found his jeep's tires shredded, engine torn open by claws. It wasn't just Vridi watching. As midnight approached, Arjun barricaded himself inside the temple. Outside, laughter echoed, children's laughter, warped and slow. He looked through the temple window and saw them, dozens of silhouettes walking the village paths, reenacting daily life like ghosts trapped in time. One turned toward him, its eyes glowing yellow. A shadow passed through the wall, entering the temple. It was Vridi. "Why did you wake me?" she hissed, voice like dry leaves. Arjun fell to his knees. "I just wanted to understand." She bent low, her face inches from his. "Then feel our pain." The earth shook. The symbols around the temple ignited in ghostly fire. He screamed as visions flooded his mind of torture, betrayal, fire, and sorrow. He watched the village burn, felt Vridi's final scream as she was dragged into the well. When it ended, Arjun lay sobbing, dust covering his face like ash. Dawn broke. The desert winds returned. The shadows vanished. Arjuna staggered out of the ruins, barefoot and broken. His notebook, torn and scorched, was the only thing he carried back. When the locals found him days later, wandering the road, he could only whisper one word, Vridi. He never taught again. He never spoke of what he saw, but others would hear the legend. Some would follow. They always vanish, and in Kuldhara, the wind still carries whispers. The temple door swings open sometimes, though no one lives there. And from the well, when the moon is high, you might hear a woman's voice. He should not have come alone.